it was no less than 10 feet. I mean, we're not 7, not 8, not 9. I mean, it was like 3 of me. I mean, I was looking straight up. And I remember I looked at its face for about 0.5 seconds. And I looked like immediately down, like its face was so scary to me. I couldn't even last like 1 second looking at its face. I just looked completely down. And eventually and I turned, by the way, I turned around, my friend was gone, dude. I didn't even hear him run. I didn't hear his feet. I didn't hear nothing. He was gone.
Hi guys, thank you all so much for joining me back here again on the 401 Files. It's an absolute pleasure, as I always say, to be joined by so many like-minded people from all around the world. Now, if you do have an interest in things like UFOs and extraterrestrials, strange cryptids like the Glimmer Man, Not Deer, Bigfoot, Dogman, and even the paranormal, then you guys have found yourself in the right place. Without further ado, please do kick back, relax, and enjoy.
Dude, the craziest thing to me is when we were walking, we were facing straight where it was. And there was, 5-10 seconds where we like turned and started talking. And then I see his face just like, boom, like he's staring at it. And I turn around and it's there. So like, that's why I'm mad. I'm like, where did it come from? Like, because I'm staring at, and there was like trails, there was woods, whatever. It could have came up. I guess there was maybe a drop off. And I think we were elevated from, I guess if you were coming from that side, we would have been elevated as well. But it's like we should have seen it there, and it wasn't there. Then it was there. Like, it was the craziest thing, dude. I'm like, where was this thing?
Something that I've never been able to wrap my head around, and I probably never will, is how on earth do we have government officials with the highest level of clearance, the highest level of top secret clearance, who can't answer any questions on UFO retrieval programs? They're not allowed access to any information being shared regarding the UFO phenomena. But yet civilian contractors and the military can work on all these projects, all these UFO retrieval programs, anything that's in that genre of high strangeness, they can work on it. The civilian contractors can work on it, and they can do it all without government oversight. And to top it off, unlimited funding. If I'm a government official, I hold a high power of responsibility, and I also hold a high level of top secret clearance, yet I can't answer any of the basic questions that people are asking me about the UFO phenomena, if we are involved, if we're not involved. I might as well throw it in the bin. I might as well join a civilian contractor, because those people can answer all the questions. They know everything that's going on. They're working behind the scenes. And it just, to me, that baffles me. How can the government, how can the civilian contractors and the military be working on these projects with no government oversight whatsoever and unlimited funding? Is that not bizarre? Is nobody else alarmed by this situation? That is very, very worrying. And it brings me back to thinking of Gary McKinnon. Like, Gary McKinnon, when he hacked into NASA, he found a file titled Non-Terrestrial Officers. And so this whole scenario where the government don't have power, and it seems as though there is another government above that government, it makes me think about what Gary McKinnon found on NASA's database when he found this folder titled Non-Terrestrial Officers. Do we have a government above the government? Because even Queen Elizabeth II, when Diana died, she gave a statement shortly after saying that there are forces at work that not even we have the power of controlling. Now, a lot of people took that as she was talking about the paparazzi. But was she? Was she talking about the paparazzi, or was she talking about a shadow government that pulls the strings in the shadows behind the government that we see on TV?
As we were talking about just different cases and so forth, he mentioned he had met a guy who lived in Roswell now, who had an experience when he was 8 years old in 1964. So this man, basically, when he was a kid, he was playing outside of his grandmother's laundromat. This was in Hobbs, New Mexico. And he sees this thing like across the street, and it's kind of mimicking his movement. So if he moves to the left, it moves to the left. If he moves to the right, it moves to the right. And doesn't know what this thing is. And all of a sudden, it just zips over to him, right above his head, and then belches out flames over his head. His grandmother at this point stepped outside and witnessed this. He was burned from the chin up. And she rushed him to the hospital, where there was fortunately a burn specialist on staff at that moment. And the FBI came and investigated the case. They could find no trace of anything that would explain what happened to him.
There's a huge misconception when it comes to this idea of humans leaving the planet to one day colonize the galaxy. A lot of people believe that we would need to achieve faster than light travel to make that possible. And that's just simply not true. If there was an intelligent race out there that could achieve 5% the speed of light, they could colonize the entire galaxy within less than 1 million years. Now, 1 million years is still a long time, but at that scale, it's just about the same length of time that it's taken humans to conquer every far corner of this planet. And again, if this intelligent race of people could achieve 5% the speed of light, and they did set off on their quest to colonize the entire galaxy, we'd still be trying to figure out how to attach sharp stones to sticks. It's completely mind-blowing when we think of it in this way. While it may seem like something out of a science fiction movie, the idea of extraterrestrial life coexisting with us here on Earth is a concept that has intrigued many. The vastness of the universe and the countless possibilities that it holds cannot be ignored. With billions of galaxies and trillions of stars, the chances of other civilizations existing is not only possible, but it's also very likely. Throughout history, there have been numerous reports of unidentified flying objects and encounters with beings that defy conventional explanations. And while many of these incidences can be dismissed as hoaxes or misinterpretations, hundreds of credible reports still defy logical explanations. Extremophiles, organisms thriving in extreme environments here on Earth, have proven that life can adapt and exist in conditions that were previously thought to be inhospitable. So if life can persist in such extreme environments here on Earth, it's not unreasonable to believe that alien life forms from elsewhere could also adapt and persist here on this planet. The idea that aliens are living amongst us is a very worrying and somewhat concerning idea, but it's most certainly not one that should be ignored. As you can tell, guys, it's now 3 weeks later from the footage that you was just watching. I was planning on making that video, or the video that you're watching now, just a one day out kind of trip, talking to you guys about some thoughts that I'd had. But with the snow now here, I kind of want to just film as much as I possibly can and do some overnighters, because I love when it's extreme. I love camping in extreme conditions. I love testing my abilities, my skills. So I've come back out 3 weeks later to finish this video off. It's obviously going to be different scenery now because we've got snow on the ground. It's -6, but yeah, it was just too much of a good opportunity to miss. I didn't want to wrap that video up and it just be a day trip when I can turn it into an overnighter. So tonight I'm going to camp out. I've brought my tent with me. I was going to bring the tarp, but I might as well just have the extra added comfort of a tent if I can. So that's the reason for choosing the tent over the tarp. But it should be good. It's going to be really good. It's going to be eerie as always. There's been a warning issued by the national park to people. A lot of this national park is closed off. We've sent a message out on Facebook to people that follow the group saying if you don't have to come, then don't. But luckily for me, I'm in the first half of the national park, which is still open. So I've literally got it to myself, pretty much. So it's always a pleasure when there's nobody else around, or very few people around. What are you doing? I tell you what today will be good for is looking out for prints, potential prints, because with this freshly laid snow and people being told to stay away from the national park, the only real prints that we should see out here now are wildlife prints. So if there is anything out here using this national park, moving through here, then we might have a good chance of finding some really weird prints. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for that. Good girl, come here, you. Come here. Where have you been, eh? Where have you been? You been playing? Good girl. Go on then, you go play. I hope you guys are enjoying the beautiful scenery. I'm so privileged and in such a great position to be able to bring so many of you people out here with me to enjoy it, because I do know that a lot of you, going off the comments that I receive, can't get out, can't do this kind of stuff. So that brings me a lot of pleasure knowing that I can bring you guys along with me to enjoy this scenery, because it's like Narnia today. It's like the Chronicles of Narnia. Such a beautiful wonderland. Lily's having the best time of her life. I'm not sure what the hell she's doing. She's over there under this log chewing something, digging for something. So I'm just going to leave her to it. She knows what she's doing. And talk to you guys really quickly about my New Year's resolution that I set myself. A lot of people don't really like New Year's resolutions. A lot of people don't stick to them, me included. But I just thought this year, I'm not getting any younger, and I really want to make the most of every single day. That's important to me. I don't want to have any wasted days anymore. I don't want to procrastinate or talk myself out of doing things anymore, because it's so sad, the fact that physically I'm a fit, young, healthy guy, but yet I spend so much time living in my head that days, weeks can pass by and I've done nothing other than beat myself up, talk myself out of things. And I just decided this year that I've had enough. I'm going to start getting out there and being more proactive, stop procrastinating, stop making excuses, and just film, because ultimately that is my purpose here on this planet. I am a very, very, very creative person, whether it be in art, videography, whatever it may be. If it's creative and I can use my imagination, then I love and excel in doing it. Like, that is why I feel like that is my purpose, to be creative. And what better two things combined than to get out there and create videos talking about thought-provoking topics. You know, when them two meld together, they're my two biggest passions. So I'm very, very lucky as well that not only have I found my reason for being here on this planet, I've also found a passion where the two of my most favorite topics can meld together. So videography and, the creepy stuff. My New Year's resolution was to do more. I don't care what that more is, whether it be a run, a walk, read a book, watch a film. If I have a thought in my head that I want to do something, I'm going to do it. So you've probably realised, or you've probably noticed, that I've been posting more consistently, almost weekly at this rate. And that's because I found something that really, really helped. Unbeknown to me, I work well with a plan. Like, if I make goals, if I create a strategy and I follow it and I've got a roadmap, I didn't realise how helpful that is. Like, we all hear about the self-help videos on YouTube, create a roadmap for yourself and bullet point stuff that you want to get done that day and create to-do list. We've all heard those videos and I've just kind of skipped by them, but I just thought, what have I got to lose? I'm going to set myself a roadmap for my YouTube channel. At the end of that roadmap will be a few goals that I want to reach, and this is my starting point here. And since doing that, things have become way more easier. Life has become more easier. I've become more creative, more organised, and yeah, it's just helped massively. So hopefully, I'm not saying that, you know, there isn't going to be any bumps along the way that might try and knock me off course, but right now it's working really, really well. I don't know where Lily's gone. Either she's gone through a portal under the log, she was just there digging like 2 seconds ago, or she's wandered off. Where did you go? You've been time travelling? Come here, you beautiful girl. Say hi, Lil. Hi. Hi, guys. She absolutely loves this weather. This is her favourite time to be out. She's just an absolute nutcase. I've seen Lily before crack through ice to go for a swim. She's just not right in the head, eh, babe? You are not right in the head. I'm going to carry on with this video. I'm going to carry on filming. And wherever you guys are in the world, I hope that you're all really well. I hope that you're all looking after yourselves as best you can, trying to battle the demons, staying positive. And you know where I am. I always say this in the comments when I reply to people and stuff. You know where I am. I'm not just a face on YouTube. I'm not unapproachable. You know, I've got a platform. I've got a platform where people can reach out to someone and speak to a real person, not an automated messaging service. So you guys are ever struggling, you know where I am. Message me, and I don't care what time of night or day it is. I don't care what the problem is. If I can help or talk you through things, then I will. Because that's what we are. We're more than just a conspiracy channel. We're more than just a thought-provoking content channel. We're a family at this point. A family of like-minded people that have each other's backs, and I really do want to keep that going. So the temperature has noticeably dropped. Well, it was already cold. It was -6 when I got here, so now either it's -7 or 8 or I've just been stood around for too long. I can't wait, and I know the night is only early right now, but I cannot wait to get into my sleeping bag.
And I'd estimate the height of it to be at about 3,000 feet. Still very still outside, and we look at it for a minute, and there's absolutely no discussion between us. And I could feel that sedated feeling wash over me, and I wanted to go to sleep. I didn't bother to take off my boots or my shirt or anything. I just fell on my air mattress. And the last thing I remember thinking was that Toby was wrong, because the crickets and the tree frogs did not come back, and I was out. Some 4 hours pass. I'm in the tent, and I'm confused. I'm just waking up, and there were these flashing lights, and it lit up the inside of the tent. And then I heard this droning noise, so I sit up, and I realize I'm in a lot of pain. I notice my boots are untied. In a flash of light, I notice my friend Toby is on his knees, and he's peering out at the meadow, looking at something. And I'm like, Toby, what is it, man? Is it park rangers? And he puts his finger across his lips, you know, the universal sign to be quiet, and says in a whisper, they're still out there. I'm like, who, Toby? Who's still out there? The next thing I saw were these kids. And I said, Toby, what the hell are these kids doing out here in the middle of the night? Toby says, man, those ain't no little kids, Terry.
It's a full moon. I can only see one star out at the minute. Actually, it's not full moon, it's a half moon. But because of the snow, everything just seems really, really light. Yeah, if I turn the torch off, you guys might not be able to see it because it's obviously not suitable conditions for the camera, but the naked eye can see quite well. It's a creepy, creepy night tonight. What makes it more creepy as well is the sound of this snow. Like, you can just hear it a mile away. And I'm constantly on the lookout or listening out for things walking in this snow that's nearby, because You know, I don't care if you're a deer, I don't care if you're a fox, maybe a fox, but, you know, anything of size walking on this snow in close proximity, you're going to hear that. So I'm just trying to figure out how I would respond. But looks like we've had some deers kicking up the dirt just here. Usually, you know, when deers are going to lie down on the ground, they don't just lie straight on the floor. They like to kick the dirt up first, the top layer of soil away. I wonder if it's still warm to touch. It actually is. That is still quite warm, which tells me that we've probably disturbed these deer, or this deer. There's a plane moving over there, but it looks really eerie. Look at this. You guys see that? Somebody working in the forest pretty late. I bet you those guys could tell some stories. Forestry Commission and people that help maintain the forest or the national parks. You know, if you're working in these areas till this time, I bet they've heard and seen some things. Good girl.
Through my investigations, I've come to realise the importance of our curiosity and the importance of questioning everything. While the answers may not always be readily available for us, it is the act of exploring that fuels our curiosity and leads to our greatest discoveries. I've discovered that my journey and my quest for answers is just as important as the destination itself. I've also learned that the pursuit of knowledge is a never-ending goose chase that continually expands our understanding of the world around us, but perhaps even more importantly, ourselves.
It was no less than 10 feet. I mean, we're not 7, not 8, not 9. I mean, it was like 3 of me. I mean, I was looking straight up, like straight up.
And I said, Toby, what the hell are these kids doing out here in the middle of the night? Toby says, man, those ain't no little kids, Terry.